Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ruach Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the Akim pertaining to these videos. So this is gonna be a quick video. It's gonna be like an update on the COVID-19, pandemic. Because as you can see with these articles that I'm just gonna, try to briefly read, is that it's starting to rev up. Because this COVID-19 is being utilized to prepare the masses for the RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast in the book of Revelation. Because right now it's all talk, no show, because not many people are dying, and not many people are taking it seriously. You got people, wearing masks here and there, or only when they need to go to the store. But it's gonna get to the point, at the end game, because I could say with an assurity that it's going to be, you either going to take this chip, or you're not going to be able to function in the society, that Esau Edom is preparing right now. So real quick, I just wanted to read the title of this article. Is speaking about how this is pretty much revving people up, so that they're going to be living under their rule, under the fact that they have to comply, and so pretty much they're going to have to comply to the RFID microchip once it's fully implemented. Because I did a quick Google search, because I know Bill Gates, when he first talked about the RFID microchip with these vaccines in ID 2020, he got a lot of resistance when he spoke about it. But that didn't stop him. That didn't stop the agenda. That didn't stop prophecy from being fulfilled. But before I read that article, I'm gonna read this. It says, Mayor Breed on CNN, "We are living in COVID for the next 12 to 18 months." So this is pretty much, they extended the quarantine, order. So you're supposed to wear your mask, this and that. The transit, like the BART train, Uber, those are all slower and expensive now. So it's pretty much it's destroying the economy, and people's well-beings, because it's all going to lead to the RFID microchip. They're going to want everybody to comply to it, because if they want to get back to work, they're going to have to take that vaccine / RFID microchip, that Bill Gates over here is still testing. This article, it says, this is all posted July 17th, 2020, year of prophecy. But it says, the digital ID, Bill Gates vaccine record, and payment system combo to be trialed in Africa. This is what people should be talking about, because this is the mark of the beast. This is that device that they're going to insert, and so that you won't be able to buy or sell. Well, you won't be able to go out of your house, without a face mask or whatever, unless you comply with their vaccine, and that vaccine is tied to, this and that and that and this. But ultimately, it also has the payment system combo. So this is pretty much, it's the mark of the beast. How plain can it get? All right, so I wanted to read this article here, because with the resistance that they're going to meet, that's what's going to that's pretty much the time when the Lord is going to start to show that his elect, are going to be protected in those days, because the military flood is going to come, and they're going to start to take kids away, vaccinate people, and the Lord is pretty much going to help us in those last days. It's pretty much going to be Jacob's trouble, where we're going to be as pilgrims, praying on the Lord and relying on Him, to feed us in those days. But ultimately, He's going to give us that spiritual power, so that we could, make by in those last days. All right, so this article, is posted, July 17th, 2020, year of prophecy, and it says, what if they make a COVID-19 vaccine, but Americans refuse to take it? And that's what I was talking about, that resistance. There's a lot of people, namely the elect, is not going to take that vaccine / RFID microchip. Because we know how this devil works. And so ultimately we're not going to take that vaccine, even if it's not connected to an RFID microchip, because this thing is going to lead to the RFID microchip. As you can see, Bill Gates, this guy, he's the guy in charge of the ID 2020, and the payment system. And I forgot that patent they just came out with, where the RFID chip, it pretty much it makes your Bitcoin wallet in your hand, so that you can be able to pay for stuff. And then also, in other news, they're pretty much taking away all the coins. A lot of stores don't use paper money because it's got the COVID. So it's pretty much it's plain as day where this broad gate of destruction is going to lead. It's going to lead to the RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast. But anyways, I'm gonna read this paragraph in the article. It says, CNN says, what if they make a COVID-19 vaccine, but Americans refuse to take it? You might expect people to line up to bare their arms after months stuck at home, but the anti-vaxxer movement has been gaining steam in recent years, with some parents refusing to inoculate kids against once eradicated diseases like polio and measles. Like you see how they say that polio, measles was once eradicated. That's a damn lie. But they're saying it's because of the anti-vaccine. That's the reason why the polio and measles or uneradicated itself. So continue on. It says there is a general anti-science, anti-authority, anti-vaccine feeling among some people in this country. An alarmingly large percentage of people, relatively speaking, the government's top infectious disease specialist, Dr. Anthony Fauci, told CNN. It's a symptom of the politicization of every layer of American life. Some conservatives balk on principle at the government ordering them to take a jab. Some are suspicious of the power of the pharmaceutical industrial complex. Others are swayed by false conspiracy theories that whip around the social media echo chamber. And with the whole, in a sense of conspiracy theories that's revolving around the COVID-19 and the vaccines and Bill Gates, the men of the Lord pretty much assured, that we're not going to take an RFID microchip. So no matter what they do, that's not what we're going to do. The scriptures speak about that. I'm going to go ahead and, bring this up. This is Psalms 105 verse 15. It says, saying, I'm reading the whole thing actually. Just going to read a little bit of on top of it. So I'll start right here. Psalms 105 verse 12. It says, when they were but a few men in number, yea, very few, and strangers in it, when they went from one nation to another, from one king to another people, he suffered no man to do them wrong. Yea, he reproved kings for their sakes, saying, touch not my anointed, and do my prophets no harm. The Lord is about to do this again, but only to his elect. Because in these last days, when they got, the military, handing out that vaccine, that's when the spiritual power is going to start kicking in, so that the 144,000 to 1/3 aren't going to be affected and, get that chip. Because pretty much, the Satan is going to get the majority of these people with these vaccines and chips, but he's not going to touch the elect. So this is Isaiah 59 verse 19. It says, so shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him. It's pretty much, we got the Spirit of the Lord, taking care of us in these last days. He's going to make sure we're eating. He's going to make sure we don't die. And if it be our lot, that we die as a martyr, that specific person is going to have that spirit, to take that blow, because, you can't technically kill us. We don't fear, death. We fear Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. And we know, once we die, we're going to be on those chariots with Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, in these last days. Because, all these, pandemics, pestilences, they're starting to, being spoken more and more about it in a more serious term. Because, over here in California, as soon as the COVID-19 was a thing on the news, everybody was wearing a mask, but middle America wasn't, and eventually it started getting to the point where everybody started wearing a mask, all across America, pretty much all across the globe. They got real quick, this article, I'm not going to read it, but, it's just showing you that it's not just the COVID-19 that's out there. It got this article that says Mongolian teen dies of bubonic plague after eating infected marmot. I'm not going to get into it. It's pretty much, the person ate an unclean animal and got sick. And, so it's just letting you know that pestilence is out there. So this is what's going to happen these last days. So this is 2nd Ezra 15 verse 5. It says, "Behold, saith the Lord, I will be it's like it says, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled." And jumping down to verse 10, it says, "Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt." So even though it looks like it's pretty hopeless, that we're pretty much going to, die by the hands of, Bill Gates of hell, the Spirit of the Lord is going to lift up a standard. He's going to make sure that he protects his elect. It says right here, it says, "I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt," because he's going to come back with that great deliverance over here in America, which is known as, Babylon, Sodom, Egypt, all those kingdoms rolled up in one. In verse 11 says, "But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it. They that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blasting and hail, and with a fearful consolation." So all these so-called pandemics, COVID-19, bubonic plague, this and that, America should be really worried about, the plague of those thermonuclear missiles. All right, so, these last precepts I'm going to read is Matthew 24, and I'll go ahead and start verse 2. It says, "And Yahushua said unto them, See ye not that all these things? Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privily, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be, and when shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world?" Because the apostles, who were the disciples at the time, they were asking Yahushua, when is it going to be, like when's the last days, that promise fulfilled. And it says right here, verse 4 says, "And Yahushua answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am a Mashiach, and shall deceive many." And verse 6 it says, "And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled." So he's telling us to not be troubled because of those wars and rumors of wars. And so we're pretty much not supposed to be troubled from these plagues and pestilences that are happening around the world right now. And you continue on, it says, "For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows," the beginning of Jacob's trouble. Those days when, the Spirit of the Lord has to come down and pretty much, interfere with Esau's plans to chip everybody. And so, as the elect, because that's assured that, the elect aren't going to be touched, pursuant to Psalms 105 verse 15. It lets them know that they're not in darkness. They have the oil, that wisdom, to avoid Bill Gates and his, his vaccine, digital ID, his payment system, and all that. Because we know that's the mark of the beast. So I'm going to read this real quick. This is 1 Thessalonians 5 verse 4. It says, "But ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that day should overtake you as a thief." So we know about that, that prophecy, that is the mark of the beast. We've already, put two and two together and told people about it, but ultimately, the elect of the Lord aren't going to take that. But the majority of the people are going to take that. Alright, so that's the end of this video. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakudash, and Shalom Akim.